everyone. It is January 1st, and I hope that you all had an amazing New Year's Eve. We did. We didn't do a whole lot, so New Year's Eve is my birthday, and because I'm an introvert, I choose not to do a whole lot of anything, and I kind of get that pass. So today we are starting the process of taking down our Christmas decoration. So I thought I would show you how I go about doing that, kind of how I leave some of my Christmas decor up because it can still be considered like winter decor. And that way I'm not having to take literally everything down in my home. I'm not having to buy all new like winter decorations and that type of thing because I'm not doing that. But also kind of how I store that stuff, how I keep it as minimal as possible, how I keep the decor storage as easy as possible. For me, that's always the whole thing. You can organize, but if it's not easy to put away and take out and keep organized, then it's not a good process. So I'm just gonna kind of show you how I go about doing that. However, we need to pick up just a little bit here before we do that, because yesterday we all just kind of lounged around. We did go out to dinner last night, but came back, didn't really put a whole lot of anything away. And so I need to just kind of tidy things up a little bit before I untidy them again. So let me show you what we're working with. All right, so here is the situation that I am dealing with. So I've got shoes here that I didn't put away. Chloe's got shoes over there. We've got stuff on the table. Excuse me, my purse is over there. We've got stuff on the counters here. Dishes that need to go in. Stuff over there that needs to be put away. This just needs to be kind of tidied up and closed. All of this stuff. I just had a Savers, not Savers, I saw that pot and thought of Savers. I just had a Sprouts Instacart delivery. So I need to get that stuff put away, and then this is all of my binders and planners and things like that. So that isn't gonna take a whole lot of time. I just wanna kind of get that squared away. And then over here, Sam opened up the ladder for me so that I can start the process of the tree. My kids are not thrilled, would you say, that Christmas is coming down. They have really enjoyed it being up this year. I've really enjoyed it being up this year. I will say this is probably my favorite decor year that I've done. I was just really happy with the way that everything turned out, and I don't want it to go down, but yet I'm ready. When I get to January and I start like planning all of my calendars and things like that, I just want a clean slate. I want to be able to like see clean surfaces and not have a lot of clutter. Not that I have a lot of that anyway, but you know what I mean. So I'm ready, but I also want to show you guys kind of how I incorporate lighting into my home, so that it doesn't go from like all sparkly and, you know, white lights in your home at night and all that kind of thing to like pitch black. That is one of the things for my kids that they said they, you know, will miss the most when it all comes down, is it's not like warm and cozy at night and all the things, which isn't true, but they're forgetting. But I want to share with you guys how I incorporate lighting into our home through candles and twinkle lights and things like that, in a way that does not come across as Christmassy. So that is what we are doing today. We'll see how much we get done today. I don't know that I'm going to do the whole house, but I'm at least going to start here in the main spaces, which is like bathrooms, dining rooms, living rooms, my office, and the kitchen. So at least like the main headquarters of the home is coming down today. So really quick, I'm going to pick this area up, and then I'll show you guys where we're at with that, and then we will move into just taking everything down. All right, the kitchen is all picked up and everything is put away. Christian is making steak. I've got all of these emptied out. This is what we had all of our homemade candy and cookies and stuff in that you guys saw. So I have those all washed and ready to be put away with the Christmas stuff. Everything over here is put away. This right here I need to deal with. So I had gotten this for Christian on an online site. And we've got Broncos in the front, Dolphins on the side, and Browns on the back. So I don't know what on earth went on in that place when that was created, but got to deal with that. And then everything over here is just ready to be put in buckets. One thing that I did want to tell you that I don't have to do it as much anymore just because of YouTube and my Instagram page. But prior to that, I would go around and take pictures of all of my rooms and just keep them in a notes folder in my phone. That way I could go back the years following and just kind of remember what I did, what worked in what areas, and what I might want to bring back into the space the following year. Or if you have kind of more challenging areas and you kind of decorate it the same every year, then it's just an easy way for you to remember how you did that. There's Piper. She is taking a nap. Hi. All right, so I'm going to start taking down the dining room. I like to take areas down first that aren't going to take me a lot of time to do. It just makes me feel a little bit more accomplished. I can see progress quicker, and then I can get all of that put away. And then the things that might take me a little bit longer, like the trees, especially the main tree in the living room here, I don't feel as overwhelmed with that because I know that all of the other stuff has already been picked up and put away. So I'm going to pack the Nutcrackers. Everything that goes in this bucket right here is for the dining room and my office. And the way that I kind of show that, I've shown you guys these sticker kind of organizer slots before, and I will link them below, but it's just this kind of sticky sleeve, and then you can just put paper in them. I'm not going to pull it out because I only have one hand, but I just cut down a index card, and then on that every year, if it changes, if it doesn't, I don't change it, but if the contents changes, then I just pull that out and rewrite it and slip it back in there, and that way I know exactly what is in my buckets. So for this one, it is just the dining room, which is the Nutcrackers, and then the stuff here on this table, if it will fit in there. I don't know that the pine cone is going to, because that's new this year. So we'll see if that needs to go in a different spot. But then also my office decor, which really isn't anything. It's just those bells, the red and green books, and then that little bell next to the chair. So I'm going to take these down, pack them up, and then I'll show you what that looks like once I'm done.
You know the world is beautiful, so beautiful. 'Cause you know the world is beautiful.
This is what this looks like. I got a couple new Nutcrackers this year, so my bucket is fuller than it has been in years past, which is totally fine, but this just kind of gives me a gauge that I don't really need any more Nutcrackers right now unless I absolutely love them, which I'm not just out, buying them willy-nilly. But my point is, I want to make sure that what I'm buying, I'm actually loving, because I want to have space for the things that I have, and I don't want it to become like a hoarding situation and whatever. So just kind of a way for me to gauge my purchases next year. And just remember how much space I actually have. So this is all done. However, because I got a couple new ones this year, I don't have room in my bucket for these things. So they are going to have to go to another bucket, which then means I just need to switch around my labeling and make sure that I know where what is. So I'm going to break this down, but what I wanted to tell you is when I do break things like this down, there's things in here that I'm going to reuse. So I'm going to possibly reuse the pine cone. I'm for sure going to reuse the greenery for my winter decor. And what I mean by reuse is I'm not going to put it away. So I'm going to incorporate this into my winter decor. And so I want to kind of put that in an area that I can put everything kind of in a pile to know what I have to decorate for winter. So I'll show you kind of what that looks like after I separate it as well. I have everything taken down in here now. So I've got this all separated just so that I know what I have to decorate with once I get everything put away. This right here is how I separate kind of like items, but also things that I use to decorate specific areas. So these were the bulbs and the bells and the lights that went in that arrangement there. So what I do is I take the bells and the twinkle lights and I put them in just a regular sized Ziploc baggie. I take the batteries out of my twinkle lights because you don't, number one, want to waste them. Number two, come back next year at this time and have them like all corroded and everything. So I take the batteries out of that, put them in with the bells, and then I put that baggie in a bigger freezer bag together, and then I know that this whole thing goes with that if I choose to decorate like that next year. So that is how this goes. And then in here, I still have to figure out kind of where I'm going to put these things, because these I also got this year as well. I don't want to like clang in your ears, but I know they're gonna hit each other. Okay. All right, so I've got these, and I don't know, I'm gonna put them here for a second because I might actually use them still for my winter decor. So that is kind of up in the air. Because we don't use our dining room right at the moment, we haven't started back with Bible studies on Wednesday nights yet, so we don't come in here as a family. Like, this is more where we entertain. But since I'm not going to need this room this week, this is where I put all of my like decor that I am still planning on using after I put all of Christmas away. That way it's just kind of out of the areas that we generally are in, and it's not in the way. So one thing that I do want to mention is I do not like redecorate and take down all in the same day. I only take down in one day, maybe like a day and a half if it takes me that long, depending on what time I'm able to start the first day. But I do not take everything down and then redecorate in that same period of time. I take it down, I let my house breathe, I clean all of the hard surfaces like the countertops, the buffets, all that kind of thing. and just get all of that nice and clean, ready for the new decor to come in. But it also kind of gives me a little bit of exhale to be like, okay, now what do I want this space to look like moving forward? It's a lot harder to, for me personally, it's a lot harder to take all of that down and kind of, you know, be on that Christmas high and then try to recreate something different all in the same period of time. I just feel like it's a lot for your mind to try and go from one thing to the next and transition all in the same day and put everything away, like the whole thing. So for me, I let her rest, I let me rest, and then once I get everything cleaned up, and as I'm walking around the house cleaning stuff up as the next couple days pass, I'm able to look at areas and be like, okay, I want this to look like this. Or obviously, you know, I go on Instagram or Pinterest and kind of get inspiration. And then I kind of, you know, just see it in my mind as I'm walking through, like, all right, that would look good there. Or what do I want that to look like? And then I go on Pinterest or Instagram and see if I can find something similar to that. A lot of it I just come up with on my own, but I know that's not everybody. So that's just a suggestion for you if you're kind of struggling, like, my goodness, I took all of this stuff down, now it's bare, what do I do? Just look up individual areas. Don't go in and look up like living room decor. Like if that is gonna overwhelm you, don't do that. Look up coffee table winter decor, or side table winter decor, or vignette winter decor, things like that that are more centralized, that will then kind of help you just do individual sections and it won't seem as overwhelming, hopefully, to you. So just my suggestion on that. All right, so we've got that put away. Oh, I needed to grab these books over here and then this greenery, and I'll put this greenery with the ones that I took down, but these are those books that I got from Savers, the red and green ones. And so I know that I don't need that, although I've got to figure out where I'm going to put them. I think they'll fit in the Christmas decor for the living room, but we'll see. All right, so I'm just putting like items together here so that I know what I have. And then the last thing, do you have some steak for me? All right, give me 1 second. In here, I've got these, and then I will take down these little ornaments and also put them in a baggie, and I'll show you what that looks like when they're done. And then I'm also going to put the Christmas lights on the tree in that same bag. That way I know all of those things go in one place. I have these taken down, and this is how I organize them. I mean, plain and simple. Just took the ornaments off, took the lights off, put them all in the same bag. These are the pictures that were on the side table in those picture frames that I thrifted this year. And I just took them out of the frames because I'm gonna put different pictures in there. But I just kind of folded them in just a regular piece of paper, like a printer piece of paper. And I did them opposite, that way, you know, for whatever reason, the ink wouldn't kind of come off onto the other photo. But then I just kind of basically made this little like file system. I don't know what else to call it. But then I just labeled the outside, what it is, the office picture frames. And then I'm just going to put it in this bag with one hand. And now they're all ready to go for next year. And then what I do is I just tape this to the top of the lid that it goes on, and that way it's not getting bent. I don't have to worry about anything touching it. it's there, it's safe, and ready to grab next year. So these things right here are all from the office. And so I'm just going to keep them in there because I need to, like I said earlier, find a different place to put them. However, this is ready to go, and actually I will probably tape it to this one because there's a good amount of space between here and the top, like of the lid. So I can tape it to this one and know that when the lid goes on, nothing is going to be mushing up against it. So I'm gonna leave that there so I can remind myself to do that. And then I'll show you in here. Hi, Chloe. I just have this tree here, and I have not decided if I'm going to leave it up or not. I kind of don't think I am. I don't know. Once the lights are off, for me, I'm kind of over it a little bit. But I'm trying to think what else I would put there. So I think I'm going to just take it out and kind of walk around here a little bit and see what it looks like and think on it and whatever. But for the moment, that is coming out. And so with this, oh, that's gonna be really heavy with one hand. Oh, maybe not. Okay. So I'll just move this in here. All right, so we've got that waiting. And then I'm going to just leave that pot right there. But then I also have these frames that are waiting for new pictures. I'm not even going to put that one back together because that's just a waste of my time. But other than that, this room is done. I need to dust all of that off and everything, but takedown day is not a cleaning day, so I'm not even concerned about cleaning right now. I just get everything down, and then cleaning day is the next day. Hi, Day. Say hi. Say hi. All right, so now what I need to do is take these things down. Some of them will stay. The branches are staying, and the books are staying, but not the bell. The wreath is staying, and that's pretty much it. So not a lot to take down over here. Outside here, that will all... Actually, I think I'm just gonna take the lights. Oh, that's really bright. I just realized what you guys were looking at here. There we go, that's better. I think I'm just gonna take the lights off of that and leave the greenery and just keep it there for a couple more weeks. But I'll remove the lights, put those in a baggie, and then put them in with the Garland bucket, and then just leave this all here, and that will be good to go. And let's see, over here in the kitchen, the bells are going to go. Those bells are going to also go, probably. I'm a little bit torn on that. And then this is going to stay, but I'm going to take the twinkle lights off of that. So not a lot in here. This whole situation here will stay because that, I mean, there's nothing really Christmassy necessarily about that. Pine cones will stay. And all of this will get broken down, and some will be put away, some will be taken into the dining room, and then we'll figure out what to do with it after that. And then we just need to take that down, and then the tree. So and this little guy. So not a lot left really to do. It will go quick. The stuff in the bathroom will come down really quick as well. That is just, I can show you what's in there. Like the greenery, I'm going to keep up for the moment because that's still winter. Obviously, the ornaments can come out, but really this is for the most part going to stay the same. So I don't have a lot that I need to put away in here, other than just a couple key pieces. So there is that bathroom. Over here in this area, the only thing that will come down up there is the ornament and the Nutcracker. So that is not going to take a lot of time either. And then the last thing is this bathroom. And the only thing that comes down from that is, again, the ornament, and then those flowers right there are going to get swapped out with these flowers. So not a lot. That's the great thing about minimal decorating, is it does not take a ton of time to take everything down. And then this right here, I'm just going to pull those out. I am not sure yet what I'm going to do with them because I found my vase at Savers the other day when Chloe and I went and did our little trip. I'll put some footage of that in the end of today's vlog so that you can see it. But I think I want to do a texture to that to remove the shininess of it. The shiny part is not my favorite. But I will take these into the dining room and let them kind of go in the pile of reusable items. This candlestick right here has annoyed me ever since I painted it. It needs to be a little bit more gray, so I'm going to put that in the pile as well. That way I know that I need to go ahead and fix that up, but that will more than likely go back in that space. So I am going to do all the things that we just talked about, and then I'll give you guys a walkthrough of what it looks like when I'm done. We're making progress. I've got all of the greenery down for the mantle. So I've got all of that taken down and separated here. And then I will just go ahead and put this in the bucket that I put the greenery in. I've got the coffee table pretty much undone. I am going to keep this greenery there. Those bulbs need to get packed with the bulbs that are on the tree, all of the Christmas tree decorations. And then our Gibby and Libby books, I need to put these away. We actually get our one from this year tomorrow, is what it says. And I don't know that they're going to fit. Oh, I think they might. I wasn't sure if they were going to fit with all of them and if I'm going to have room for the new one or not. So I always just kind of compile the book as we go through the season, and then that way when the season is over and it's time to order the book, it's all ready to go. And then I can just hurry and place the order because they always run sales right after Christmas. And then I can get that ordered and everything ready to go and sent through so that I can get my coupon. But that way I'm kind of ahead of everybody that is also going to be ordering things, but maybe not for another couple days until they get all of their stuff in. So it just gives me a little bit of a kickstart to kind of get that order in front of a bunch of people. So this goes over here during the year. And so we'll just put that back down in there. And then when the 2023 one comes tomorrow, we'll just add it to that. So we've got that, we've got the garland down. This right here, just take these out and put them in here with this. And then that stuff will go away. Oh, I was gonna show you. So this is what I was talking about. So I just taped it to the top of that, just like that. And then I can just put the lid on here. And close it up just like that, and it is ready to go for next year. I have my pictures right there. I don't have to worry about them being bent and all of that, and we're good to go. All right, and then over here in the kitchen, I've got all of this taken down as far as my twinkle lights. I got them off of here. These I am going to take down, actually. And then I've got my bells out of the glass jar there. These go somewhere else, so that's why they are there. I've got everything down from over here. And so that is breathing. And then I wanted to show you, these are so clangy, I don't want to like blow out your eardrums. So the way that I stored them, again, is I just put everything in this big baggie. I've got my twinkle lights that go with these bells. I took the batteries out, wrapped them around themselves, or like the little battery holder. And then I've got these guys. This jar, I just put on a shelf in my storage closet, so I don't need to worry about packing that up. But then everything that was on my buffet, I've got the 2 bulbs, the bell, and then the little tiny ornaments in a separate baggie in the back. And so that is how I'm storing that. These are just wooden, so I don't need to really worry about putting them in anything. And then this right here is everything that was on my garland and the coffee table. So those wooden ball garland, that was on the coffee table. The bells were on the garland on the mantle. And I think that's it for that. Oh, I had a few like extras that were in that little greenery display as well. And then this is the ribbon that was on the garland on the mantle. And what I did was I didn't want to fold it because I didn't want it to get creases after being in there for, you know, almost a year. So I just used a toilet paper like spool once the toilet paper was all gone. I saved a couple of those here and there in case I ever need them. And I just grabbed that and then just wrapped it around the toilet paper spool and then put it in a baggie. And that way it stores like this and there's not going to be any creases or anything like that when I go back to use it next year. The other thing, you guys know that for the majority of my candles in my home that are battery operated, I use reusable batteries, like rechargeable ones. However, this time of year, there's just so many that I kind of have a hard time keeping up with that. So there are a few that I do need to use just regular batteries for, like the twinkle lights and things like that, which is where these came from. But what I do is I take them out and I put them in a separate baggie because they've obviously already been used, so they're not like full juice. And I don't want to put them back in my battery container for things, you know, that we switch out all the time, like, well, I shouldn't say all the time, but more frequent, like remotes or clocks or, you know, who knows. And so I put them in this baggie. That way I know these don't have full charge and I don't mix them in there. And then all of a sudden, you know, my thing has gone out because I have this one battery that we put in, you know, half charged that just totally shot everything else out. I don't want to confuse that and then think that all of those batteries are dead in whatever the device is. So I just put these in here. That way I can put them all in something or whatever and just be able to keep track of it that way. And let's see, the bathroom, that is done. So that is cleared out up there. And then this bathroom is all cleared out as well. So I've got that swapped out and the ornament taken off of there, so I'll just need to replace that with something. And otherwise, that room is good to go. So we are making great progress. Now I just need to put this with that because that's the one that was in the other bathroom. I just need to get these things put in that bucket and then get the bucket for the garland to put that in. And then I am going to have somebody come up here and help me take down the tree. It's just easier if I'm up top and I can like hand down to people. And that way I'm not having to like crawl up and down the ladder constantly and get this down. Plus I've got both Sam and Christian still home today, so they can help me get this beast back in the box. And then we can get the couch moved over and centered back on that wall. And like I love Christmas decor. Absolutely love it. But there is just something about taking it down that you just kind of like I don't know, it's this like exhale almost, because things just feel so fresh and clean, and maybe that's just kind of the mindset that you're in at this point of the year. But there's just something about it that I love. And then these pine cones, I'm not going to move those. Those will stay here. So I think really just packing everything up that is already out and taking the tree down is all that we have left to do here. One last look. I have to say, by far, this has been my favorite tree that I have done so far. I'm just so happy with how it turned out. All right, Piper sees a squirrel, so I will spare you that, and I am going to get all this picked up. I got everything put in this bucket. I actually ended up having more space than I thought. So everything that is in here is from the kitchen, the breakfast area, let's see, all of the things that were in the dining room that didn't fit in the Nutcracker container, that is all in here. And then the lights from outside there in the screen room. And also I had space for the candles from all of the windows. So everything is in here and ready to be packed up. And then I just need to add to my list there. So all I'm gonna do is just take this out, write on it, and then slip it right back in. Not apparently with one hand. But then that way next year I know exactly what I have. So I've just got my dishes over here drying, and that way they can be working while I'm working. And then once I get done with the tree, those will all be dry, ready to put away. And literally the tree is the last thing to go up here on the main floor. It's hard to believe. I can't believe it's all over. Crazy. Christian helped me get all of the ornaments off and take the star down. So that is finished. And now they are all here. So I need to, I don't wrap all of them. A lot of these are plastic. And so I just wrap the ones that I'm concerned, may get broke or whatever, which honestly isn't any of them. It's kind of more so that they're not just rubbing on each other, because I've got these here that have that kind of coating on them, and so I just don't want that to rub off like with some of these heavier ones right there. These right here pop off, so I need to pop these little prongs off. And then I just put those in an individual bag. These little guys go in an individual bag. The garland over here, the beaded garland, this just goes in the base of the bucket. And that is pretty much it. One thing that I wanted to talk about was a lot of times when you decorate, you don't use all of the stuff that you thought you were going to. And so you put it back in the buckets or the boxes or, however you store your decorations. And then you just leave it there until you take everything down, and then you just put all that stuff back on top of the stuff that you did not just use for that season. So one thing that I would suggest is really going back and looking at the stuff that you are continuing to put back in the box and not use. And if it's been a year or 2 years or 5 years that you have not used a lot of your items, just take them right now to the thrift store, the Goodwill, however you donate your items. Just go ahead and get a box together and take them now, because 9 times out of 10, you're not going to use them again next year either. If you just continuously don't use them, they're taking up all kinds of inventory and space in probably, most of us don't have, an abundance of space to store all of our holiday decor. So the things that you're not using are taking up space to house the things that you actually love and continue to use year after year after year. So just a tip there, anything that you are not using, that you know for a fact you're not going to use next year, or that you have just continuously piled back in the box and haven't used, go ahead and get a big, box or little box, who knows, it might not be a ton of stuff. And then just go ahead and donate that now and get it out of your house, out of your mind. It will no longer be considered clutter. Somebody else will see it, pick it up, love it, and actually use it in their home next year. So just a tip. Also a great time to go to the thrift store and start looking for things that people are donating that they did not use this year or for the last 5 years. And you can find some really, really great decor right now when everybody's taking all of their stuff down and then taking it to donate.
Every change has a reason. Baby, let it come to you.
The tree is down, the carpet is vacuumed, and the house is breathing. Oh, my lampshade's crooked. That is definitely one of my pet peeves, is crooked lampshades. All right, and the kitchen is all picked up. Everything is put back. And tomorrow we've got the upstairs. But for this main area, I would say today was pretty productive. Right, Tay? You ready for bed? Are you ready for bed? Yes? I don't have to ask her twice. All right, I would say today was a success. I didn't get the whole house done, but I didn't plan to get the whole house done either. I think you have to set realistic expectations, and those are way more achievable than saying, I am gonna get this whole entire house undecorated today. That would have been ridiculous, and it wouldn't have happened, and then I would have gone to bed feeling very defeated. So today feels a lot different because the expectation was achievable. So we did a little something over Vlogmas that I thought was a lot of fun. I felt like you guys thought was fun as well, and I wanted to bring it into the new year. We did a word of the day during Vlogmas, and I thought it would be fun to do an emoji of the day for the days that we do vlogs. Just go ahead and comment our emoji of the day, which is a Christmas tree, because that's kind of our last opportunity to use that now that Christmas is all coming down and all of the festive emojis are going to be put to bed for another year. So I thought that that would be a good one to use for today. So just a little update as far as what this year is going to look like as far as schedule. Monday and Friday are going to be vlogs, and Wednesday is going to be what I wore this week. So just something for you guys to look forward to. Moving forward, you'll know what to expect. So Monday, Friday vlog, Wednesday, what I wore. I hope that you guys have had a wonderful New Year's, and that 2024 is looking to be a good year for you, and that you have a lot of things that you are looking forward to. All right, friends, until next time, just remember, be intentional about what is important and what is necessary, and eliminate the rest. I will see you on Wednesday. Bye-bye.